Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Monday, November 9th, 2009. Well, folks, as we get into the trading day today, you can see that we are on the upside pretty significantly. Now, the volume is insanely light, and one of the rules that our methodology dictates is that when you have lighter than 200 million per day on the SPY, the markets will be flat to positive, and that is holding true again today. It is almost 1:30 or right at that 1:30 dot right now p.m. Eastern time, and you have only 86.5 million traded on the SPY. Target for the day will be 150 to under that amount of volume, so well below the 200 million that you need to have a down day in this type of environment based off our methodology. And again, that is based purely on the institutional participation in this market. When the market goes up, they are not buying. When the market drops, they are selling. So that's why you get that over-under spread where you can start to look at the volume as being a key indicator. Now, again, volume very, very light today. The dollar is getting pounded, and that's another part of the methodology that we've been covering recently to our premium subscribers in the research center at InTheMoneyStocks.com, as well as in the chat room. When the dollar drops, the markets will go higher. It's just that simple, folks. That's the way it's been. That's the way it continues to be. And the UUP, which is the dollar index, is absolutely getting smoked today. You can see gapping down today and trading along the lower end of the range, beginning to tick up a little bit, and that may bring the markets in slightly on the charts. But for the most part, a very, very weak dollar. You have gold hitting new highs, up 54 cents. Granted, that's well off the highs of the day, having come back in. But nonetheless, again, an update on gold. Here's oil. Oil having a very strong day as well, up $1 on the USO. And again, when you have the commodities up, that's telling you something about the dollar. Commodities up, dollar down. That's simple, folks, all right? So again, you have that same scenario. Let's cover the intraday technicals. Now, the dollar, again, being weak, volume light. The Dow is up about 150 points, the Nasdaq up 32, and the S&P up about 18. That's really about 1.5% across the board, and it's a solid gain. I mean, there's no other way to talk about it. Now, the key is this, folks. As we inch closer and closer to this 109 even number on the SPY, and again, we hit 109.05. By the way, that 109.05 was given this morning in the chat room as being a great scalping opportunity, and you can see as the market has come about 10 cents off that level so far, you may get a little more out of that on the downside, but nonetheless, perfect level called as a possible high for the day at 108 or 109.05, which was exactly the high today. But nonetheless, when you're looking at the technicals on this chart, you have to be aware of the key levels that are coming up. Once you get through 109, you're going to come back into some major levels that previously we called to our research center and chat room subscribers as being a Great Wall of China. Now, I'm not going to cover those exact levels for you guys in this free video. That's for premium guys. We also go over the daily charts, the weekly charts, the monthly, the gold, the oil charts, all the levels involved in the dollar and so forth across the board. That's all for the premium guys, but I will tell you this. There's a major level coming into play in the not too distant future. If we continue to move up for the next couple days, you should see those levels hit, and it may be a good shorting opportunity. Again, we shorted at the highs there at the 110 level, 110.30 level, and unloaded on the way down at 104-ish level on the downside, a good chunk of that. Again, looking to possibly re-add a lot of those shorts that we unloaded for these better prices when it gets up in this range into the Wall of China, the Great Wall of China. Now, your technical levels are as follows. First of all, 109.05, that was the high here. That's exactly what you hit. If you go above that, you have to start to look to the bigger time frames. You can look on the 60-minute chart and see exactly where you are. And again, here's your 109.05 line, just where we called it here. See this line right here? That line was on that chart multiple weeks ago, and you can see we're right up into it here. If you get through that, you're going towards this level up here, right around that 109.60, 65, 70 level on the upside, and then there are a couple other levels just above that, nearing the 110, just above 110. Those are your resistance levels, and we are talking about some pretty solid resistance levels at this point. Downside support, what you want to do is flip back to the 10-minute SPY chart. Downside support will be this white trend line. I talked to my chat room today about how you broke through, but you didn't confirm for about 3 candles. Then you confirmed it. That told us that we were going to head back higher towards that 109.05 level. And again, it would mean that this white line is good support at around the 108.70 level. If you get through that, you could come all the way back to this 108 level and ultimately down to 770, 765, and even further down. But nonetheless, the market hovering just about this 109 level. This is a little bit of resistance at 109.05. We will continue to watch this afternoon. A lot will have to do with what oil does into the close of spot crude at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, as well as what the overall market does based off of the dollar. Does the dollar continue to pull back? Does it get weaker? What are the signs here? What are we looking for? All these things are going to be be very, very important to monitor and watch, as they will be very significant. All right, folks? That's about all for today. Notice the market coming off again, ticking down just a little bit off that 109.05. Those are your levels. Again, the key here is this, folks. Going into the next couple days, you need to be aware of what's going to go on. Is it going to be light volume? Because if it is, the markets could be on the upside. What if the dollar continues to fall? What if it rallies? How does that affect the market? What are the master levels on the daily chart? What are the master levels on the weekly chart? Master levels are shortable lines on a swing trade basis. Longer-term investors need to be aware of them. All right. In addition, all the other things covered in the Research Center, you want to be appraised of that, folks. It's a no-brainer here. Go check it out. The stuff we give out is literally the equivalent between hedge fund material. We give it out to hedge funds. We give it out to you guys in the Research Center. Enjoy. Take care.